There really is no other way to put it. I mean, the first time I ever cooked steel cut oatmeal, I didn't do it right, and it was better than that. Oh, so many options. I really had to pick my battles because like can't fit everything on 2 bowls. I'm definitely gonna go back after this to try some other things. Yeah. But right here,
this looks scrumptious.
Yeah, so this I made a base of their oatmeal with all the raisin options, some nuts, some of the like dried banana, and then cottage cheese, some honey straight from the comb. It was like super sticky, it kind of dolloped in the middle with cottage cheese, and then this strawberry topping. So I guess it's like a strawberry honey cottage cheese kind of oatmeal bowl. And to make it pretty, I dropped one of their 10 out of 10 strawberries on it. But I'm not even excited about that. This right here is an oatmeal flan. No, that's their overnight oats. So I wanted to give their overnight oats a try, as well as the actual steel cut porridge itself. But I'm most excited to try this. It's an oatmeal flan. I don't know what that implies. I don't know if like when they make the flan, it's like milled up oats are in it, or if they just add it to it, or maybe they make it with oat milk. It's probably made with oat milk.
Maybe
that's my guess.
I've never heard those two combined before.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try the oatmeal flan first. I wanna be as hungry as possible when I try that to really see it, because that is, I didn't know that was a thing. All right, so I'm gonna put this oatmeal flan in first, because I think that's just the most interesting thing here. It is thick as heck. Right off the bat, definitely not as good as a regular flan. It is an oatmeal flan, you know, it's got like an oat milk taste to it, but let me try some of it with the berries in it, and then whatever this is, I think it's like a pecan with some like honey or whatever's in the middle there. So it's essentially like, I guess, a flan, likely made with oat milk, and they just put like raisins and kind of berries on it. Not the craziest thing in the world, not gonna lie. I think I'd rather just have an actual flan. It's a tasty little thing for what it is. I give it like a 3 stars.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I thought out of 10, I was like,
no. It's tasty, but you know, if I'm gonna have flan, I want it to be rich. You know, let's try their overnight oats. I used to make overnight oats a lot back before I wanted to put tons of time and effort into cooking steel cut in the morning. Yeah. These look pretty good. It's probably like chia. It looks like it might be quick cook in there, but you know, I don't know, they're fancy. Let's see what they did with it. Honestly, not a fan of this one either. I would say even worse than the oatmeal flan. I think it's a good chia pudding. Like, it's soft, you know, chia, but it definitely is just a quick cook oatmeal with chia and then a nice little flavoring. They did good with the flavoring though. I think it's like honey or something in there, but let's see if the main event here, I'm thinking the main event here is gonna be good though. All right, I'm thinking this is the one.
You guys doing okay? Everything is fine?
Yeah, everything good.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is the one. You know, it's got this strawberry like compote thing. It's got this honey that was straight from the comb. It's got cottage cheese all over the steel cut portion. This one's got to be pretty good. We're holding out hope for this one. Although, to be fair, I kind of made this one. But it is out of things they made. So let's give credit where credit is due.
Ryan the architect.
You know, they offer a lot of great toppings here. I want to say that first. They offer a lot of great toppings. Raisins are awesome. The honey is fantastic. I don't think I've ever had better honey. The honey really is fantastic. But I don't think there's much to say at all. It's kind of just, I'd call it gruel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, I will say, despite the fact that it is completely default hotel oatmeal, you know, it doesn't provide much texture at all. The toppings are amazing. It's top-notch toppings. Like I said, the honey is, like, I'm definitely gonna scoop up this honey and cottage cheese. It's delicious. For me, if you're gonna cook steel cut to the point where there's no chew, you want it to be cloudy and dreamy and like very silky, right? Sort of like Dixie Cream Cafe locally, they did that, and that was some of the best soft oatmeal I've had in my life. It was great. However, this, it's like, it goes in, it's gone. There's none of that like oatmeal flavor. It doesn't taste like it was salted even a little bit when it was cooked. I'm trying to give it some more bites without the topping to really like see if I'm, no, there really is no other way to put it. I mean, the first time I ever cooked steel cut oatmeal, I didn't do it right, and it was better than this. I guess I can take a look at some of the other options there. Usually I always finish a bowl of oatmeal, but it's just like, I don't know, man. This is a beautiful place, you know, wonderful service. Some excellent topping choices, but so far, all the prepared stuff is not climbing the ranks here. Yeah, definitely not it. But let's go take a let's go take another look. I'm gonna start from here just to see my options.
Oh, they got muffins. They got
Danishes. Okay.
I did have the raspberry apple one. Yeah.
Apple Danish. Okay. Looks like they've got some jams here. Peanut butter, almond butter.
They have banana.
Okay. I could always give their house-made granola a try, I suppose. The smoked salmon looks quite good. The roasted tomatoes are probably good.
Can't go wrong with onion.
Let's see. So this is where I started. What I had tried was the oatmeal over on that side. Here's the grits. I'm gonna try the grits, and then I'm gonna
With that cheese in it.
I think they might have some better cheese options over there, but
Maybe.
usually,
kind of like, you know, they're not shredded. So.
right? Usually grits would go with just this, like that.
You know, they got like a whole honeycomb.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do like maybe a burrata cheese over the grits. Why not? And then
They got some pasta over here. Wow.
if you could just hold on to
I
that.
gotcha.
See, this is some really orange looking cantaloupe. Let me see how good it is. It's just some. It's not particularly amazingly fresh or anything, just cantaloupe. That was the oatmeal flan I had gotten. You know, I want to try this granola.
Looks pretty granola.
It looks pretty nice.
I like granola.
Usually, oh, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me instead put this in a bowl. Get some of the nuts in there as well. And then drop some of the yogurt in there too. And some berries. And then, all right, now this will be the last thing I have you hold because I'll hold 2 plates. I'll get roasted tomatoes for me. Just one should be good. I'm gonna get some salmon for Anthony and I. I'm also gonna get some capers. I'm not sure if Anthony's gonna want capers on his, but I definitely want the capers on mine. You know, I'll leave a couple extra ones here in case he wants it on his. Yeah, put his beside there. Lemon and dill cream cheese. I think, yeah, I'm gonna put the lemon and dill cream cheese on the... No, capers still on there. Perhaps another utensil here provided would have been handy.
It's still on there?
That should be fine. It's still on there. Let's try some of these breakfast potatoes.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
Now these look pretty good. I will not lie, these do look pretty good. I think that will be
Perfect
enough
snack
for
if
now.
you're watching Cars 2.
I think I'll get a Danish or 2 here. I'll just get the apple one because, you know,
The apple one's probably better.
if it really blows me away, then I'm gonna be like, oh,
Then you'll go get
let
the
me try the raspberry one, you know?
Right, but yeah, otherwise it's, yeah.
So, the breakfast potatoes is the first kind of winner here. I think I'd give it maybe like a 3.5 stars, maybe a light 4 there. They have a really good crispness to them, nice and fluffy on the inside. And I got an extra thing of salmon for Anthony over here. So let's get some of these capers on the salmon and let's go ahead and try it. The smoked salmon is a winner.
Smoked salmon W?
I like it a lot, yeah. The capers gives it some good saltiness. It's extremely tender. Good smoky flavor. I will say if you come here as a cereal connoisseur at breakfast time, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you come here to have some cheeses and meat, you're gonna leave pretty satisfied. So I would say in the cereal department, we need a lot of work. But if you come here and you're feeling carnivorous,
Yeah, man.
you won't have the worst time ever. And the breakfast potatoes are quite nice too. Before I switch back into my sweet context, let me try this roasted tomato, which I could have actually tried with the salmon. Probably would have been delicious, but I want to try it in a vacuum. I think there's some arugula on it. I do love arugula, so pretty hard to mess this up. Let's see. I think most of the flavor I'm getting is from the arugula itself. Like the peppery notes of the arugula, which I like quite a bit, but the roasted tomato, pretty unremarkable. Pretty unremarkable, if I'm being honest. But I guess I'll try this apple Danish. Looks like a fancy version of an apple pie from McDonald's, if you ask me.
Kind of does.
Let's take a bite into it. So I've never had an apple pie from McDonald's,
Really?
but I'd imagine it tastes like this.
Because apple pies at McDonald's are good.
They got it.
Like, they good.
Okay, then perhaps this is worse than an apple pie at McDonald's.
And then you try to take a bite.
Perhaps I gave it a little
apple
bit too
pie?
much credit.
See how it compares. 'Cause
I had one. The apple pie from McDonald's definitely better.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So,
Like, it's definitely all like sugar.
Our smoked salmon and our breakfast potatoes are two victors. I'd say breakfast potatoes like a 3.5 star. The smoked salmon I'll give a 4 star. No, I think I really like the smoked salmon. I will say that. So I really didn't like the steel cut oatmeal, but let's give a shot to their grits, okay? Now, to be fair, before I eat this delicious piece of burrata with the cheddar cheese, let me have the grits by themselves to judge them. Okay, let's do a little bit of it with just some cheddar.
Oh, I love that cake.
A little bit of it with the burrata. Okay, the grits is the worst thing so far.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The grit situation.
I think I'm just gonna leave it at that with the grits. I think the grits is my first 0 star item. I will say that. Okay. Now this house granola looks really good. Honestly, this looks super crunchy. So I'm prepared to enjoy this. I really do think the granola is going to be the one breakfast cereal item here that is actually good. However, let me not get it with any of the berries. Let me get it just on its own with a little bit of yogurt. So it's very crunchy, as granola should be. So that checks off an important box. I'm thinking middle of the road on the granola. Maybe slightly positive leaning, like 2.5 star on the granola.
Let's go.
I think I would wind back and I would say for the cereal, the granola is a strong 2.5 star. The oatmeal would be like a light 2 star, maybe 1.5 star. The grits, no star.